Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to this Java tutorials. So by this time we have knowledge about the basic features of Java, what is Java and the components of Java. Also we have ran a very simple Java program, that is a Hello World Java program, and we got to know that once we write the code, we save it with a .java file name. Then it goes to compiler, and the compiler will compile the code and will generate a .class file, and from there it goes to JVM, and then actually the code runs. Okay, so this we have cleared. Now, what next? So when we talk about IT industry, so IT industry means information and technology. What do you mean by information? If I have any information, that means there is some data which I am having. Information is nothing but data. So, complete IT industry revolves around data. We all work with data in any case. Either we fetch some data, either we give some data, either we manipulate some data, but we are working with data. So, now our next topic is data members. So, what are these data members? So data members are actually the name given to the variables or constants to store some value. In Java, values are known as literals. Okay, so suppose we have a string called string name equals Nitin. Okay, so now let me open a document so that I can just explain it. So now if I have this equals, so this is a statement where I am declaring a variable, okay, and also I am initializing it with some value. So here the word name is a data member. Nitin is a literal because Nitin is a value of that name, and string you can say it as a data type of the data member. Or suppose I give int sum equals int sum equals 20. So here sum is data member, 20 is literal, and int is the data type. Okay, so I hope everyone is now aware about the data member, data type, and literals. So actually, what is data type? So data type, whenever we are declaring a data member or whenever we are initializing a data member, we need to tell a Java compiler, okay, this particular name is a string data type. It will accept some text. Okay, if we are giving some int sum, so that means it is an integer data type. It will accept some numbers, won't accept any decimals, it won't accept any characters. Okay, so there are 8 primitive data types in Java: byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, and boolean. And I have also given the size of each data members. If you data types, if you see what is the size of each data types. So there is a very common interview question in Java you will be facing with, that why Java is not an 100% object oriented programming language. Yeah. So there are 8 primitive data types in Java, because of which Java is not a complete 100% object-oriented programming language. Okay, so this is the major reason for not being the object-oriented programming, complete object-oriented programming language. Now, how to achieve Java as a 100% object-oriented programming language, we'll study in later part. Okay, so this was about data members. Now we'll also know about what is, see, all data members are of two different types. Either it can be a variable or it can be a constant. So what does variable mean? Variable means once you declare it, you initialize it, you can change it. Constant means at the time of declaration, whatever value you have given, that is a fixed value and you are not going to change it. The variables data member are used to store some value in Java. These value can be changed or modified according to the requirement. The JVM stores all the data member as a variable kind by default. So if we do not give any uh, modifier or we do not declare it as a variable also, no issues. By default is it is a variable. So if you see here, we have declared a variable int a. We have initialized it a equals 5, or we can do an initialization at the time of declaration itself. Okay, then we have a constant data members. Constant means a data member that are used to store values in Java, and these values cannot further change in the program. For making a data member as constant data member, we need to use a keyword called final. Okay, so this final keyword we need to use to make a data member as a constant. And you can see it. We have declared an initialized one data member called a final int a equals 5. You have a note for this. Declaration is done by giving data type and identifier name of the variable. Initialization is giving the first value of the data member. Initialization means giving the first value to the data member. Okay. The constant data member can only be initialized in two ways. Either it should be initialized at the time of declaration or at the time of constructor call. Okay. You cannot initialize it like this for the final data members or the constant data members. Okay, so this was all about data members, variables, and constants. Hope these concepts are clear to everyone. If anyone have any doubt, please share it with us. Put your comments and we'll try to fix your issues. Thank you. Please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel.